Hello everyone. Today we are going to start with chapter 10, space missions. In this chapter we are going to study about what do you mean by space missions, what are artificial satellites, classification of artificial satellites, orbits of artificial satellites, satellite launch vehicles and space missions away from the earth. First, can you recall question? What is the difference between space and the sky? Now, what do you mean by space? The space is the region, the surrounding above the Earth's surface. The continuous empty space between heavenly bodies is called as space. That means even at those regions which we cannot see, which is beyond our limit, it is said to be space. And what is sky? The portion of the Earth's atmosphere and the portion that which can be seen from rays by naked eyes while standing on Earth, the part which we can see. So in short, the part which we can see is called as sky, and any space beyond the limits, beyond our limits, and the space in between any two heavenly bodies, it is said to be space. What are the different objects in the solar system? The different objects in the solar system are sun, planets, asteroids, comets and meteors. What is meant by a satellite? Celestial body that revolves around a planet is called as a satellite. You know about what is a satellite. How many natural satellites does the Earth have? Earth have only one satellite. Now we will start with the chapter. You know about satellites, you know about space. Man has always been curious about unknown places. He wanted to know about the space and twinkling stars in the dark sky. So he started studying about that. He has done several space missions. Okay. Space missions have been undertaken for close observation of various objects in our solar system. Now there are two categories of space missions. This paragraph is very important. You may mark what are the two categories of space mission. In one type of mission, the objective is to put artificial satellites in orbits around the Earth for research and various other useful applications. The objective of second type of mission is to send the spacecraft to outer space for close observations and understanding of the objects in the solar system or even outside the solar system. So in one type of mission, what is the objective? It is to put artificial satellites in orbits around the Earth for research of the Earth itself. And the second type is the objective is to study about the space for close observations and understanding the objects in the solar system. Now there is a do you know box. The first person to go into space was Yuri Gagarin of the then USSR. The first person to step on moon was Neil Armstrong of USA. Rakesh Sharma of India orbited the Earth in 1984. Okay. Indian origin also participate. Kalpana Chawla and Sunita Williams of Indian origin also participated in space explorations. Now the next, can you recall question? Which type of telescopes are orbiting around the Earth? Why it is necessary to put them in space? What are the different types of telescopes which are orbiting around the Earth? There are last year you had studied about different types of telescopes: optical telescope, X-ray telescope. Example of optical telescope is Hubble, X-ray telescope is Chandra. Why it is necessary to put them in space? Okay, so we will be able to study about the different incidences which are occurring in space. Where does the signal in your cell phone come from? The answer for this question is on the next page. So this is on page number 135 according to your syllabus. Do you know question? Can you recall question? Can you tell question? Has been deleted, but you may be thorough with it. If by chance it is asked, you should be able to answer. Now we may move on to the next page. This is the next page. Page number 136. Need and importance of space missions. This complete paragraph and this paragraph, they have given the need and importance of space missions. You may write in points and then learn. What is the first one? The world has become a global village due to space mission. Today, we can contact a person in any part of the world within a second. We can gather information about worldwide events sitting at home. It has become possible to get advanced alert about natural calamities and take proper precautions. During war, it is possible to get information about the actions of the enemy through aerial surveillance using satellites. It is also possible to explore the fossil reserves and minerals in the earth. So these are there are unlimited applications for space missions. Out of these, you may write any 4 and prepare an answer, any of these, okay? Now, the next is artificial satellite. You know about natural satellite. Our natural satellite is Moon. What is an artificial satellite? If a man-made object revolves around the Earth on any planet in a fixed orbit, it is called as artificial satellite. The first artificial satellite Sputnik was sent to space by Soviet Union in 1957. The satellites work on solar energy. So solar photovoltaic panels are attached on both sides of these satellites like wings. Instruments are installed in the satellites to receive and transmit signals from and to the earth. Okay. The signals transmitted from the earth to the satellite and from the satellite to a mobile tower and mobile phone are also shown. This has been shown in this diagram, figure 10.1. Figure 10.1 is given and questions are asked. If this diagram is given and question is asked, you may write this paragraph and explain about communication with the help of artificial satellite. You may write what are artificial satellites and communication with the help of artificial satellites. Depending on their function, satellites are classified into following categories. The different categories are on the next page. There are some full forms given on this page in this box. It is very important. INSAT, it is Indian National Satellite. GSAT, Geosynchronous Satellite. IRNSS, it is Indian Region Navigation Satellite System. IRS, it is Indian Remote Sensing Satellite. GSLV, it is Geosynchronous Satellite Launch Vehicle. PSLV is Polar Satellite Launch Vehicles. Out of these, you may see these two are launch vehicles, these are satellites. Now we may move on to the next page, page number 137. So depending on the function, satellites are classified into following categories. What are the types of satellites? Weather satellite, communication satellite, broadcast satellite, navigational satellite, military satellite, and Earth observation satellite. What are the functions of weather satellite? It is to study and prediction of weather. The name of the Indian satellite series are INSAT and GSAT. You have the full forms on page number 136. Launcher is GSLV. Communication satellite. What is the function of satellite? Communication satellite. It is to establish communication between different locations in the world through use of specific waves. The names of Indian satellite series is INSAT and GSAT. Launcher is GSLV. So these are communication satellites for India. These are satellites which provide information about weather. Next is broadcast satellite, which is for telecasting of television programs. Again INSAT and GSAT. Launcher is GSLV. Next is navigational satellite. Fix the location of any place on the Earth's surface in terms of its very precise latitude and longitude. Okay, it is to fix the location. You know about Google satellite, Google navigation. It is with the help of a navigational satellite. The satellite name for India is IRNSS. Launcher is PSLV. Then there are military satellites which collect information for security aspects. Earth observation satellite, that is to study about the surface of the earth and the different study of different happenings, the calamity, about the study of calamities and management of natural resources, etc. Study of forests, deserts, oceans, polar ice on the earth's surface, exploration and management of natural resources, observations and guidance in the case of natural calamities like flood and earthquake. The name is IRS, launcher is PSLV. So this is about the types of satellites and the functions of satellites which are for India. Next, about orbits of artificial satellites. So you know that this diagram you may see, the blue part it is the earth. This is the satellite, the red colored one which has been shown. It is revolving around the earth. Okay, now in this chapter you have the derivation of the velocity of this satellite when it is moving around the earth. So from the surface of the earth, it has to be taken to a particular position and it is put into this orbit, so with a particular velocity which is called as critical velocity. If it is put in that with that particular velocity, then it will revolve around the earth in a particular orbit. You may see here, to put the satellite in its particular orbit at specific height above the earth's surface, the satellite is taken to that height using a satellite launcher. Then the satellite is given a specific velocity known as critical velocity in a tangential direction to the orbit. Tangential direction means this direction is tangential. If it is being left here and it is coming in this direction, then this direction is tangential. So the satellite then starts revolving around the earth. The formula of velocity Vc, that is critical velocity, can be described as below. Consider if a satellite of mass m is revolving around the earth in an orbit of height h with speed Vc, then as seen in chapter on gravitation, this we had seen in the first chapter, centripetal force is given by the equation mv square by r. Here the equation becomes mvc square upon r. And what is centripetal force? Centripetal force is the force which is acting towards the center. Here r is the orbital radius of the satellite from the center of the earth. This here you may see, this distance is the radius of the earth, which is capital R, and this distance, okay, the satellite is here, so the distance is taken as small r. Small r in here is more than capital R. Now we may move on to the next page. Here you may see the centripetal force. What is centripetal force? It is the force which is acting towards the center of the earth. It is equal to gravitational force between earth and the satellite. So these two forces are equal. How will you find out gravitational force? F is equal to g m1 m2 upon r square. Okay, so the same equation here, mvc square upon r plus h, that is the centripetal force. It is equal to gmm upon r plus h whole square. This is the gravitational force. So by cancellation of r plus h and m, you will get it as Vc square is equal to Gm upon R plus H. So Vc is equal to root of Gm upon R plus H. What is Vc? Vc is critical velocity. So this is the equation to find out the tangential velocity or the critical velocity with which the satellite will move in a particular orbit, where G stands for gravitational constant, m is mass of the earth, r is radius of the earth, h is height of the satellite, and r plus h is this radius plus height. The critical velocity does not depend upon mass and satellite. As the height of the satellite's orbit from the earth's surface increases, the critical velocity decreases. Depending on the height of the satellite's orbit above the earth's surface, the satellite orbits are classified as below. Okay, this statement is important. As the height increases, the critical velocity decreases. So there are three categories. One is high Earth orbit, where height from the Earth's surface is about 35,780 km. Medium Earth orbit, height above the Earth's surface 2000 km to 35,780 km. Low Earth orbit, height above the Earth's surface 180 km to 2000 km. So high Earth orbit, that means the height of the particular satellite above the Earth's surface is greater than 35,780 km. So it is said to be high Earth orbit. These satellites, they take about 24 hours to complete one revolution. We know that the Earth also takes almost 24 hours for one revolution. If the satellite is revolving around in an orbit parallel to the equator, the time of revolution for the Earth around itself and for the satellite to revolve around the Earth is the same. Okay, so the Earth to revolve around the Sun, it takes 24 hours. Sorry, to rotate around itself, it takes 24 hours. And the satellite to revolve around the Earth, it takes 24 hours. As both the time is the same, the satellite will appear to be stationary with respect to the Earth. These satellites are therefore called geosynchronous satellites. Since these satellites are stationary with reference to the Earth, they can observe a specific portion of the Earth continuously. Therefore, they are used in applications like meteorology and for carrying signals for telephone, television, radio, etc. Now the next is medium Earth orbit. The distance from the surface of the Earth is about 2000 km to 35,780 km. If the height of the satellite above the Earth's surface is between 2000 to 35,780, it is called as medium Earth orbit. The geostationary satellites above the equator, these are therefore not useful for the study of polar regions. For this purpose, elliptical medium Earth orbits passing over the polar region are used. These orbits are called as polar orbits. In these orbits, the satellites complete one revolution in 2 to 24 hours. Some of these satellites revolve in circular orbits at a height of around 20,200 km above the Earth's surface. Global positioning satellites, you might have heard about GPS. Okay, these revolve in such orbits. Which orbits? Medium Earth orbits. Now the next is low Earth orbit. If the height of the satellite orbit above the surface of the Earth is in between 180 km and 2000 km, the orbits are called as low Earth orbits. The satellites used for scientific experiments and atmospheric studies revolve in low Earth orbits. Depending on the height of their orbits, they complete one revolution in around 90 minutes, that is about 1.5 hours. So within 1.5 hours, it has finished one revolution. International Space Station and Hubble Telescope also revolve in low Earth orbits. Okay, so the figure has been given on page number 139. They will give you the diagram and ask questions based on this. You will have to explain about high Earth orbits, medium Earth orbits and low Earth orbits. This is one of the important questions from this chapter. Now we may move on to the next page. Figure 10.4, orbits of satellites. This is the low Earth orbit, which is nearer to the Earth. The distance is about 180 to 2000 km. Medium Earth orbit, okay, this is around the equator, this is around the polar regions, medium Earth orbit, and this is the high Earth orbits. The diagram is important. Example 1. Suppose the orbit of a satellite is exactly 35,780 km above the Earth's surface. Determine the tangential velocity. The equation to find out tangential velocity is gm upon r plus h. You know the value of g, you know the value of m. G stands for gravitational constant, m stands for mass, r is radius of the Earth, and height above the surface of the Earth. This height is 35,780. So by substituting the values, you are getting it as 3.08 km per second. Okay, so what will be the tangential velocity of that satellite The tangential velocity of that satellite will be 3.08 kilometer per second. Now, the next example is a continuation of this. In the previous example, how much time the satellite will take to complete one revolution around the Earth? Height of the satellite is 35,780. Velocity is 3.08. Now we know that velocity is equal to distance upon time. Distance means the circumference of the Earth, which is calculated by 2 pi r. Here r is equal to r plus h. So 2 into 3.14 into 6,400, which is the radius of the Earth, plus 35,780 upon 3.08. So by calculating, you will get it as 23 hours 54 minutes. This is the time taken. For this year, these two numericals have been deleted, but you may go through it so that you might understand. That's much for today. You may read the textbook. If you are having any doubts, you might ask. Thank you.